some decisions in my life. I burned a few bridges, and if I don't relinquish my old ways, I'm gonna die all alone. The devil tends to make it sound good, and the path doing bad never outweigh doing good. When it comes to love, I wanna love, but for some reason I always tend to screw it up. Dear God, I have so much faith that you can lead me out of this dark place. I know not more I can take for your goodwill, is why I pray to forgive me for my mistakes. Don't punish my kids, I take the case. When the road gets bumpy, keep me with patience and take my hand. Amen. Dear God, would you take my hand and guide me through darkest days? I cannot do it alone. In God's name I pray. Dear God, would you take my hand and guide me through darkest days? I cannot do it alone. In God's name I pray. Dear God, I'm walking in faith. Everyday life, sometimes I make a mistake. Don't get me wrong, it's a battle I face. Living wrong for so long is a challenge to change. Day-to-day living, give me something to elevate. Not only I pray, I also self-medicate. Coping with life for me always been rough. At me being stubborn just to make matters worse. My main objective before leaving this earth, leave my kids with something and reverse the curse. God got my back, so I ain't worried about man. Stay consistent with patience according to plan. Because when I'm feeling down and no one's around, that's the time I found I needed you most. You never let me down, and for that I say thanking God always. Look how far I came, He ain't done. Amen. Dear God, will you take my hand and guide me through all these days? I cannot do it alone. In God's name I pray. Dear God, will you take my hand and guide me through all these days? I cannot do it alone. In God's name I pray. Dear God, will you take my hand and guide me through all these days? I cannot do it alone. In God's name I pray. Dear God, will you take my hand and guide me through all these days? I cannot do it alone. In God's name I pray. Will you take my hand, guide me through these days? I cannot alone. That's true. Will you take my hand, guide me through these days? I cannot alone. That's true.